Mm, Sorry. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever part of the world. This is Diane Klein. The cycle of completion is to form good success habits. Like I said, I am Diane Klein. I'm here with the fearless online entrepreneurs, and we are here every morning from Monday through Thursday to discuss and mastermind the book by Jack Canfield, Principles to Success. And today we're going to talk about organization. We're going to talk about clutter. We're going to talk about what gets you to success. Is it the clutter on your desk that's going to get you there with papers all over the place, or is it going to be when you're organized, when you know where your things are at, when you have everything in place for yourself so you know what to do next on your list? Is it with lists? Is it having the cycle of completion? That's what we're going to talk today about, is the cycle of, it's called what did I call it here? It's called the cycle of completion. And to clean up your messes and your incompletes is where you're at. So if you're cluttered, if you have everything unorganized everywhere, then your mind is going to be cluttered and unorganized. You have to have a clean workspace. You have to have a clean area so that you can start fresh every single morning. And I must admit, this last little while, I've been working on this myself. A while ago, we had some kind of training, and they were challenging us and saying to us, do you get up in the morning and make your bed? Do you have some good success habits? And I thought, I've kind of slipped away from that. I love having a clean house in the morning before I step into my office, and I love having a nice, clean, organized desk. So I've actually started to go back to my habits, and when I go to bed at night, I make sure my desk is clear and my agenda is right in front of my computer so that I can get up in the morning and look at my list and say, okay, what's happening today? So first of all, I'd like to introduce who I have on the panel here. I have with me Rachel Kelly. Good morning, Rachel Kelly. She's the founder of Fearless Online. Do you want to come out and say a little something about yourself, Rachel? And then after you, there's also Jody Maley, who's here in Canada with me as well. And if I didn't mention it, I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and Jody is in BC. Coming out, Rachel, and introduce yourself.
Good morning, Diane. How are you doing this morning?
Great. I'm awesome.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Just a little bit about me. Rachel Kelly from Toledo, Ohio. I am married with 3 children. My youngest son has a disability that he was diagnosed with. I came out online, or decided I wanted my own online business probably about 70 years ago. I think I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. But, I kind of got tired of the going to, like meetings and things of that nature. So I came online to build my business, failed, had failures, had successes, had failures. Just kind of like the yo-yo effect. And, finally I figured out, some of the secrets, and a big part of the secret was mindset, personal development. And truly the subject that we're talking about right today, forming good habits, was crucial to the process, crucial to making things work. And so many people miss that part. So just a little bit about me. I just, I became passionate about personal development because I realized that it was the key to success. And so, I tried different things, and eventually Fearless Online Entrepreneurs was born just because I wanted to develop the habit of consistency. And so then it went to, I just wanted to encourage other people to develop those same habits, to not be afraid. That was another challenge that I had. And so therefore, that's where I'm at, just encouraging people, empowering them to take the next step, to push forward no matter how uncomfortable it is. And you'll find that you're going to have uncomfortable places. And so I'm just, I realize more and more every day that my goal and my mission is to empower other people to move forward in their life and come out of that standstill, stuck mode. Back to you, Diane.
Thank you, Rachel. That's an awesome introduction. And yes, we have to remember that we are here to empower others. For if we do that, then we're going to grow by leaps and bounds in our own business as we go and as we grow in our businesses. And I see that we lost Jody here for a minute. I guess she must have some technical difficulties. So we're just going to move on. I want to talk a little bit, or maybe she's back. Are you back with us, Jody? Can you hear us, Jody? Okay, we're just going to move forward here and start, and Jody will introduce herself when she steps out to speak. We're going to talk about the cycle of completion. The cycle of completion is that, first of all, there's a circle, and you have to decide, then you plan, then you start, then you continue, then you finish, then you complete. And if a cluttered desk is the sign of a cluttered mind, what is the significance of a clean desk? Lawrence Peter, American educator and author, commented on that. And I must say, this is what exactly I'm at right now in my life and in my business is. I've decided what business I want to do. I'm making the plan of action. I'm writing out my business plan, and I have gotten started already. And the more I grow, the more I'm excited and I'm full of enthusiasm to share with everybody what I have, because I'm with an amazing business online. And you know what? There's so many people here with so much success that it would just be a crime to keep it all to ourselves. So as I learn and as I grow, that to treat my business as a business, to get registered, to do the kind of things that businesses do, I'm excited to share that. So what I'm doing is I'm making videos as I go. So whatever step I take in my business, I'm making a video for the people that are following me so that they can follow along and do the same thing. And it's very important to know that you have to follow through whatever you decide on doing. So if you decide on something, you have to start make a plan of action as well as a business plan. And we just had a training here on this past weekend, and we're challenged on being asked, do you have a business plan? Do you have your business plan in place? Because every single physical business that you would go to, like if you go to a Tim Hortons or a bakery shop or a Safeway or a Walmart, any kind of store like that, they have a business plan. So why don't you have a business plan for your business, for your stay-at-home business? It's very important to remember that you need to have a business plan and follow it. So if you take a look at the diagram above, it's called the cycle of completion. Each of these steps, decide, plan, start, continue, finish, and complete, is required to succeed at anything, to get a desired result, to finish. Yet, how many of us never complete? We get all the way through the finishing stage, but leave the one last thing undone. Are there areas in your life where you've left uncompleted projects or failed to get closure with people? When you don't complete the past, you can't be free to fully embrace the present. Failing to complete robs you of valuable attention and units. And I'm not going to read everything here today. I think we're going to jump into a discussion and talk about what it means to be where you're at. And maybe the people on the panel, the women on the panel, would like to step out and talk about where they're at and give some value to our listeners. Because you know what? If we don't share what we learn, then we're just stuck for where we are. Because that's what it's all about, and what we're doing online is that we have to give value to the people out there and have confidence to know that our business is something that can be shared. So that's where I am at in my life, is that I know that I have an amazing business. I'm part of an amazing business. My business is growing here every single day, and I'm focusing on it. And like I said, as I grow, I am also sharing with other people of steps that I'm taking so that they can follow along and do the same thing. Would anybody else like to step out and talk about the circle of completeness?
Hey Diane, can you hear me?
Hi Jody, good morning. Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning. I'm actually on vacation this week, but in between coming home, I'm trying to jump on this group too, because for me it's a consistency. And anytime that you can get together with like-minded people and being consistent is one of the steps that Jack Canfield talks about. Surrounding yourself with successful people or people who are like-minded and think like you do. And I know for me, in the circle of completion, I get hung up a lot on just those little finishing tasks, you know, and then I get, you know, swerve into something brand new because I'm so excited about that and want to start it without completing stuff. And I actually worked with a business coach this year on why that was holding me back, all those little finishing stuff. And guess what? It came down to being fearful. And one of the things, and we talked about this, and just for myself, and this might be for some other people who are watching or listening today, sometimes those finishing those little things, there's a reason why. And you need to figure out that why so that you can go past it and then finish the task so that you can complete things. And so for me, in any business that I've been in, where I've had other people on my team or I've been working with other people, say on a website or anything like that, I was fearful to finish things because I didn't want to do it alone. So for myself, that was one of my big aha moments when I really realized, you know, I'm more powerful than what I gave myself credit for. I'm more smarter than what I gave myself credit for. And I have everything, the skill set already to move myself ahead. And it is exciting to do it with a team. Diane and Rachel have been, you know, great teammates, and I wouldn't want to be with any other people other than these guys. It's kind of like I found my home. And at the same time, I am branching myself out more too. And I'm not so fearful now when I start things, and I finish a lot more, probably in the last 8 to 9 months than I ever have done before, just because I realized for myself it was the fear of moving ahead by myself. And once I overcame that and just realized I'm with a wonderful group of people and my children and my spouse, and it's so freeing. I can't say anything else. It's just, I love it.
Awesome, Jody. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, you're so right. There's fear all the time in whatever we try to do in life, and it's not just with our businesses. It actually comes up and sneaks up on you on everyday things. If there's new stuff to try, the fear will try to come in. And something I'll quickly mention before Rachel comes out is, you know, as you're in this business and as you upgrade to different levels, the fear tries to get in, but just push through that. And if you know the first part of that business, like the one business that we're in, that we start at the pro level and then you upgrade to the different levels, just conquer every single level slowly and surely, but keep at it and complete it. That's the key, is to keep at it and complete it and then move on to the next part. Like Rachel and I were just discussing here just before the hangout, and we were talking and about our business, and we're saying, okay, I have to focus on what I'm doing right now, because if I jump into anything else, then it's just all chaos in my life. And the chaos doesn't just stay with my business, it kind of overflows into my everyday life with my kids, with my spouse, with my home. You know, so you have to know that you have to stay focused, because if you don't and you jump all over the place, then your business is chaos, and that as well, your life is chaos. So come on out, Rachel.
Thank you very much, Diane. Wow, you and Jody have done such a wonderful job. I don't know what else I can add to it, but I'm definitely going to give it a shot here. You know, I'm thinking about the cycle of completion that you mentioned earlier, and how, you know, important it is first to decide. It's all about making a decision. And once you make a decision, most people, what they do is they stay stuck in that decision mode. Okay, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But, you know, they may, you know, skip over the next part, which is to plan. They may jump into actually taking action. And actually that really hurts them, because they don't really know what they should be doing. But if they would take the next step in the cycle, which is to plan, then they would be able to start and have a goal, have, you know, an end in mind. What we talk about often is, you know, beginning with the end in mind. And so once they start, they'll continue, and then they'll go into the finishing part of it, and then they'll complete, and then that cycle will go all over again. And so, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, he's talking about, you know, having a cluttered mind, a cluttered life. And when you have clutter in everything, if it's in your car, if it's in your bedroom, like you said, if you're not making your bed, Or if you're not, if your dishes, if your sink is full of dirty dishes, then that is interrupting with, your cycle process. If your desk is junky, all those things interfere with you completing the task at hand. Now, and there's another part that really has been sticking out to me, and I'll share this with you all because it was really powerful for me this weekend. I share with you that my husband has completed his book, and he's really, really wanting all of my energy over there with him. Babe, I need my blog. Babe, I need this. Babe, I need that. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm over here trying to finish this stuff up before I can get over here. And he's so excited. He doesn't understand that I need to take care of some stuff over here before I can really get over here. And I think that that's what a lot of people do. They jump into one thing and they don't complete it, and then they go to a next thing. So what happens is they live a life of never completing anything. But the big aha was for us this week, and I have to share this with you because it's really, really powerful, is that we talked about this before, understanding where your strength lies. And Jody and I were talking about we're starters. We'll start it in a minute. And Diane is more like the finisher. She'll come in and she'll put the she'll just make it look so good. And with that being said, so what happened was, this is so powerful. So if you're not a finisher, I'm just trying to encourage you to get with a partner who is a finisher so that cycle can be complete. So I said to my husband, I said, okay, I said, babe, I said, I'm good at starting, but I'm not a finisher. I said, so if I start with you, I need for you to make sure it gets done. He's okay. And so when I started looking at, we were looking at, we talked about some different names for the ministry. And so he had a name for a long time ago, and it was taken. And so I'm like, okay, well, what are we going to do now? And so I said, I like to empower people, and I said I would like for it to be something where, yes, we talk about Christ, but yes, where I can empower people. And I said, because I'm coming from the empowerment aspect, and you're coming from the Christ aspect. I said, so it'd be great if we could come up with something where we could mesh together, where I don't have to be all over the place, where I can focus on one thing. And it was powerful because he came up with a name, empowering, and then at the end it had, something like, I can't give it away yet because I gotta get it registered because it's so good. but I'll tell you all, the ladies, and I'll let you all know what it's in name. But at the end it says for eternity. So empowerment, and then they had all this other stuff, and it had for eternity. Then he came along and he drew out the logo and everything. He did the things that I don't want to do. I can do the marketing part. I can do all the, I have the knowledge and certain things that I can do. I can now, because we've gone through, outsourcing. Because at first I was like, I got to go put a blog up and da-da-da. And I said, hold on a second. We learned about outsourcing. I don't have to go put a blog up. I can just go over to Odesk somewhere and hire somebody to put the blog up. So when we talk about the cycle of completion, it's really, really important that we understand that even though we are doing that, if you would plan, right? If you would plan, you would know that you don't have to do it all. You don't have to be a master of all things. You just be a master of one. And then outsource and let somebody else do the work so that you can complete the cycle. And make sure you finish one project, as Diane mentioned, before you go jumping into another project. And a lot of people do that. They, they'll be here and they'll be there. Like right now with the company that we're with, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got, we got Pro, we got Elite, we have Genesis. We have a lot of stuff going on. We have all of the, printing money blueprints. And if you're not careful, you're going to get overwhelmed. So it's really, really important for you to, first of all, finish up what you started, complete it, stay really, really focused on one thing and know what you're doing. And make sure you plan it. I'm sorry, Diane, I'm on a roll pad, warrior pad today. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to wake up from not getting any sleep all night. We stayed up all night waiting for Supremacy to come out, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I am so sleepy. But back to you, Diane.
No, don't apologize. That was great. I feel like you too. I feel like there's so much information. We can't talk enough about what's happening right now. It's like we're overflowing with joy, I think, and with information. But something you said just kind of struck me. Yes, we have to keep going and continue with what we're doing, because if we do not focus, guys, if we do not focus on what we're doing, our business is just not getting anywhere, and we're not getting any work done. And part of that process is to get it to completeness. And once you complete that one activity or that one area, you're making room for the new to come in. And that's what he talks about here next in the book, is that you have to finish what you're doing so that you can make room for some new ideas, for some new creative stuff to come in to help your business to grow. And he had 25 steps here where he was talking about ways to complete before moving forward, but I'm only going to read like 3 or 4. So some of the ideas here are former business activities. If you have something happening that you didn't finish, like with myself, I'm going to use myself as an example. I have these boxes to send in to FBA and Amazon, and we're completing that as of noon today. So we're going to drive over and we're going to send them off. So that to me is a complete process. I've gone through that FBA process. I now know how to do it. Now, how do I expand on that? How do I move forward and get more of what I just did, and then learn the next part of it? Then he has here promises not kept, not acknowledged, or not renegotiated. Like if you make promises for something and you don't follow through with them, that's all about integrity. That's having morals, and people are not going to trust you if you do that. Unpaid debts or financial commitments, money owed to others or to you. Those are all hindrances of not completing what you started. So go back to the beginning, pay off the debt, start thinking about living a financial freedom life, and start moving forward in your life that you're dreaming to get to. That's what it's all about, guys. It's about getting to where you want to go to. And he has 25 of these listed. I'm not going to read through them all. We don't have time to read through them all. I would say if you don't have the book or the download of this book, please get it and read it. It's really, really good. And we'll just move forward here and talk about what's irritating you. And we had touched a little bit on that. Some of the things that Jody had mentioned about fear, about moving on. One of the things about our business is in the lower levels, you get very comfortable at those lower levels, and you think, well, why will I move on? Everything feels good here right now. Why will I try something else? I'm very good here at eBay selling. Why will I move to Amazon? Amazon is so big. It's so scary. I'm so afraid, So, but it's not about that. It's about following your business plan, because that registered for me this weekend on our trainings is we have to have a business plan. And if you don't have a plan, then you're just going around in circles. And you don't want to do that. You want to follow through. You want to make your goals every single month, and you want to get to where the big goal, like you want to have a big, audacious, and crazy goal where you want to get to eventually. So moving right along here, guys, we will talk a little bit about consider hiring professional organizers to get you started. And I thought that was really a good idea, what Rachel had mentioned about outsourcing. We don't have to think in our business that we have to do everything by ourselves. In fact, with the boot camp that we're with right now, they're teaching us to go to different websites and different places that will help you to get you organized in your business, that will help you to get your business where it needs to be to work as a business. And it's outsourcing. It's to find these people and to take action and to find where these people are that can help you get to where you want to go. Like if you want your income for the month to be $10,000, then how are you going to get there? You don't have to think that you're going to do all this stuff by yourself. You have to know that there's people out there that are so much better at whatever it is that you can't accomplish. So you have to have the creative ideas to say, okay, well, who do I find to do this for me? How will I find somebody who can complete this part for me? And then it will all fall in place for you. Does anybody else want to step out here and share for their opinions?
Yeah, sure, I will. Even just when he said, I got a big aha today too, which was, that there's the finishing and then there is the complete. And the other thing when he talks about the irritants, you need to remove those irritants as quickly as you can. And I realized this actually a few years ago. I was reading another book by Jack Canfield, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was talking similar about this. And he said, you know, like one thing that, and he goes, just write out a big list. So that's why he listed like 25 things, just to kind of, you know, get you into the mode of what is really irritating you that just is there. Because when you have all these irritants around you, it's really hard to focus on what you're doing now when you have a messy desk. You know, when you have laundry that's just sitting there and it hasn't been folded and put away. And I'm speaking more for the moms here, obviously. But you know, those irritants are the things you need to take care of first. Those are the little things that they are holding you back without you even realizing it. And do it right on the spot. Don't wait till later, because what happens is that you'll have the realization that that needs to be done, but then you've never taken care of it. So even things like if you're writing and a pen doesn't work, throw it away. Don't put it back into the pen thing going, oh, right, I'll throw that away later. This is what he's talking about with those irritants. If something's irritating you, get rid of it now. Don't wait. And, you know, just when you do that, and I know that Rachel's mentioned another website, and I love that website too. It's called flylady.net. And what she does is she just shows people, you know, how to organize your house in like 15 minutes or less every day. Because some people have such high organization that needs to be done, they don't even know where to start. And one of the tips that she had was set the timer for 15 minutes and have 2 boxes. So one box is for stuff that needs to be put away in proper spot, and the other box is for stuff that you want to actually throw away. And for 15 minutes, she just suggests going from room to room with those 2 boxes and until you hear the 15-minute timer. And it is amazing how much stuff that you can either, and then she says take another 15 minutes in the stuff that's in the put away box, take that extra 15 minutes and actually put that where it's supposed to be properly. And there are so many easy ways of organizing yourself and your business and your kids and everything that, you know, you can take to heart. And I have to commend my daughter here. We're actually going to go and see my older kids this week, so I'm not going to be here for most of the week. I might pop in and out if I'm able to, but my oldest daughter was a rat pack. She had her room that it was literally so bad one time. She's probably going to kill me for saying this, but oh well. She doesn't live with me anymore, so I can say what I want. She actually had so much stuff packed in her room and stuff that she had ant piles, because she, instead of throwing away that last little bit of food, she just would chuck it under her bed or on the side or whatever, and it was horrible. But I have to commend her now, because now she owns her own home, so we're going to go, and I saw her house a couple of weeks ago, but now my husband and the little kids are going to go with us to go see Brittany's new home. And she has done a total 180. And that's why I am so proud of her, because she now has, I mean, she even has her lids and stuff for work and everything all organized in different drawers. And she is now the epitome of being so organized. And I just have to commend her, because, like I said, as a teenager, it was horrible. It was like, you need to clean your room because you have like ants living with you. Till now, she is so super organized and clean and stuff. And you don't think that your kids are actually, you know, maybe learning this stuff that you're saying, but they are. Okay, so it might seem kind of like, they're driving me nuts right now, or maybe business partners are driving you nuts, or maybe your work is driving you nuts. But if you stay consistent with it and keep to the goal and not just finish, but complete things, you're going to see so many wonderful things happening in your life. It'll just be wow.
Awesome, awesome, Jody. Thank you so much. Actually, as you were speaking, I was thinking, you know, that our kids do listen. And my little 6-year-old is in grade 1 right now. And I just remember he brought a paper home this last Friday. And on the paper, the teacher had given suggestions of how to organize their playroom or how to do this. And I just smiled to myself and I thought, my son is organized. If I have a toy in the Lego box that's not supposed to be in there, then he comes up to me, he's like, Mom, this toy is not supposed to be in the Legos. So they do listen and they do what we do, that's for sure. I think our kids really watch us even when we're not looking. So we have to be so careful always to be on guard and know that they are watching us and that they're listening, whatever we're saying. I know sometimes it feels like we're repeating it 1,000 times, but it does sink in and it does stay with them. But something else you had mentioned about also was the organization taking it over into your business. It's so important to know that if you do not have an organized business, if you do not have a plan, if your desk is all cluttered, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge all of you out there who are listening. Leave us some questions and let us know what you think about this subject. And here's the challenge for you. If you have a cluttered desk, take 30 minutes, maybe even 15 like Jody said, but take some time today and declutter your desk. Get organized. Have an organizer. My daughter here, beginning of the school year, said, Mom, I don't need this. She gave me an organizer. I have my scissors, my pens, anything I could possibly need on my desk in a little organized compartment. So everything is organized. I have my to-do list on the wall here in front of me. I have my stuff. My printer is a little bit messy right now. I'm going to work on that in a little bit because I was trying to do some printing for my FBA stuff. But, you know, it's so important to have your workspace organized and to come to it and say, I can start my day with a clean slate. So does anybody else want to, Rachel, did you want to add anything?
Yes, Diane, I would like to share something I think that will make a big difference for those who are listening in, and that is that, you know, when we, and this is, you know, something that I read from Jack Canfield, but when we, I'll just kind of read what it says. When you start a project or make an agreement or identify a change, you need to make it goes into your present memory bank and takes up what I call attention unit. We can only pay attention to so many things at one time, and each promise, agreement, or item on your to-do list leaves fewer attention units to dedicate to completing present tasks and bringing new opportunities and abundance into your life. So why don't people complete? Often incompleteness represents areas in our lives where we're not clear, or where we have emotional and psychological blocks. And for instance, you might have a lot of requests, project tasks, and other things on your desk. You really want to say no, but you're afraid of being perceived as the bad guy, so you put off responding to avoid saying no. Meanwhile, the sticky notes and stacks of paper pile up and distract you. It may also be circumstances in which you have to make decisions that are difficult or comfortable. So rather than struggling with the discomfort, you let the incompleteness pile up. Some incompleteness come from simply not having adequate systems, knowledge, or expertise for handling these tasks. Other incompleteness pile up because of our bad habits. And, you know, for me, that speaks a lot of volume, because what it says to me is that when we don't complete our projects, when we just allow them to pile up, it's taken away from us. It's taken the energy away. It's taken the, you know, the ability to keep on going forward. And then when we constantly, again, fear of what people are going to think about us, of what they're going to say about us, you know, we'll constantly take on a project or something else to do instead of telling them, no, you know, that's not something I'm going to be able to do right now. You got to kind of get past that. You got to get past pleasing people. It's not about pleasing people. And once you get to the point where you realize that you don't have to please people, because it's slowing you down. I mean, stop and think about it. They're going on about their business. They're doing what they need to do. And you're sitting over here with this pile of things to get done, and you're saying, you know, how am I going to do this? And they're over here having fun. And you're just saying yes, 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 yes. So if I can just encourage you in anything, is to learn how to say no. You don't have to say yes to everything that someone asks you to do. And go and you know, get off Facebook, get off the internet. I mean, Diane was sharing with me earlier. You know, just kind of like unplug from everything. If you unplug from everything, and then just focus on what that thing is. If it's something on your desk, if it's your, you know, bookkeeping, if it's a cluttered room in your house, go deal with that. And after you deal with that, you're going to feel empowered anyway, right? And so then once you come back to the computer, you're going to start getting a lot of stuff done because you no longer have that weight. Clutter is a weight that keeps you from getting projects done. Back to you, Diane.
Thank you, Rachel. That is just awesome. Jody, did you have anything to add here at the end before we close out? No. Okay. I just wanted to add something quickly on. I challenge each and every one of you, even us here on the panel, let's pick 3 things a week that we can work on to get past or to get more organized in our business so that we know that this is going to be done. And a good way of doing that is to make the list and then check mark it off. I will do this for myself, and we can maybe ask each other in the group, in our conversation group, to see, okay, what 3 things did you do this week that you are less cluttered or that you are feeling like you got past this stage of your business or whatever. With that being said, we're just going to invite you. I went to see, as Rachel was talking, I didn't see any questions or any comments, but if you want to leave us a question or a comment, you can go to our blog, Fearless Online Entrepreneurs. Leave us a question there. Let us know what you think of today's Hangout. Let us know if you have anything that you need help for. We are here to help you. We love hearing from you and letting us know what we're doing, how we're doing, what we can do for improvement. You know, we're here. We're not perfect. We're all not claiming that we're perfect. So we're a work in progress. I always say to my husband and my kids, you know, we're a work in progress. If we'd be perfect, we probably won't be here anymore. But the thing is that we'd love to hear from you, and we love to hear from all of you out there who are listening all the time. We are here Monday through Thursday, and we meet every single day. So come on out and listen to us and join us. And yeah, get clutter-free today. We challenge you to do something towards that and to get your life more organized. Okay, that's it. We will see you tomorrow, and bye for now.